So if you look at how I'm standing here, you'll probably assume a few things. First, I feel pretty frumpy, sad, generally weak, unconfident, just generally looking like I want to sit down, and maybe I'm kind of like meek and shy, maybe. Generally not too great. Fixing your posture is a pretty weird thing to do. As much as you want to have it, it's this really tricky thing to do when somebody's not cracking a whip behind you, making you to do it. You kind of forget. I personally find it really difficult to fix things that are negative, that the best case scenario is a default. So bad posture is bad, good posture is normal. It doesn't really get necessarily better than normal. It's not like you get an excellent shape or something. It's this thing is that you're supposed to be this way. And for me, I find that really tricky, and I've tried a lot of different things, and then eventually I forget, or I give up, or I just don't care enough to put any effort towards it. So is there a way to fix your posture instantly? Well, yes, with this little trick I'm about to show you, and no, because it's just a trick and your body is how it is, and mostly no, there's no real way to instantly fix it. However, this trick is kind of more a mental way to change your physical shape, basically, so that you can forget about working on your posture. A lot of times when you work on your posture, you have to think about it and hold it and think about your posture and keep it in check in your mind. But this little thing will help you kind of lock it in, and you can kind of forget. And also it's a very, very easy thing to do while you're doing something else, whether walking, like sitting, or just resting and standing. You don't have to really put too much energy into working on your posture. It's just a little spark that kind of really ignites the rest of your thinking towards your posture. So the ways that you really want to fix how to do this is, the first thing you want to think about as your posture is something worth doing. I'll get into some reasons later of why you want to fix your posture, but thinking about it as something exciting that you're working with and working on is a lot better than just thinking of it as this thing from fixing something bad to being regular. Posture can be a lot more interesting and beneficial to other parts of your general well-being than just having good posture. So the first thing is to rewire how you're thinking like that. And then the second thing is basically all you have to do, you take your thumbs and you turn them out, kind of like up towards the sky. If you were to be a lot more like the Vitruvian Man from Michelangelo's drawing there. This is an extreme way. You turn your thumbs out and then you can bring them down by your side. And then when you rest them forward, they're in line and they never tilt towards that 90 degrees inwards. They're always out or straight up or straight forward. And that kind of more military shape there, what happens is when your thumbs go out, your shoulders, like because of the way the bones are working and the structure of the human body, they have to turn out. If you put your thumbs out and by your side, you can't slouch down. It's just not possible because that's the way your bones are. Your body is going to stay upright, and that's the whole trick, is as long as your thumbs are pointed a little bit more outwards, you can't slouch. It's kind of this trigger to kind of bring everything else together, because it feels really weird if your butt is out and your chest and shoulders are perfect. The rest of your body kind of feels uncomfortable, so you kind of sit upright and kind of find this place. And then once you're in there, you're not holding posture because, again, it's the way that the human body is. You can't roll your shoulders forward. It just doesn't work. Versus if you roll your shoulders forward, you end up kind of looking a lot like a monkey, and you kind of just have this like hunched over slouching thing. But as soon as you bring your thumbs out, you're very high and strong posture. So you really want to just think about things like that, sense that this is a spark to just be like, oh, I just had to fix where my thumbs are pointing, and then everything else just kind of finds its place. It's almost a natural cascade of your whole body correcting its posture. So all you really have to do is just to remember to do this one little thing every once in a while. So for me, it's not this magic trick that's just like, oh my God, my life has changed. It's just this little spark that's very easy to use and just instantly kind of just fixes everything and keeps my mind on it throughout my life. And with posture, that is something that you always want to be looking at as something that you're always going to be fixing throughout life. So to think about it as like this, I've got to fix my posture and I've got to work on this all the time, and then maybe you might go in and out of fixing it or working on it. This is kind of a constant thing. It's super little. You do it when you're walking, so if you catch yourself like this, you might just kind of just be like, oh, fix your thumbs, and then there you go, and then you're walking upright. Your stride will be better, your confidence will be higher. Generally speaking, it just kind of gets you a little bit more paying attention to posture in general forever, all the time, every day. And when you're sitting, rest your arms on that desk like this, so it's thumbs out, and then you kind of realize like, oh, you're sitting a little weird, your spine was a little awkward or crooked, and you just kind of fix it, and then you're in it with a very, very small amount of effort towards correcting your posture. So some of the reasons that you really want to focus on this is, first thing is you're going to look more powerful, just stronger in general for men or women. You have a better presence, you're just stronger because you either don't look frumpy and as down as everybody else who's generally hunched over and, you know, crooked neck and just bad complete posture. You're going to look a lot stronger. The next thing is your energy is going to go up. As soon as your body's in line, you get more oxygen to your brain and to your blood flow. Is just everything is going to be better. Once you sit up straight, you do feel like you just woke up. Of course, there's also visual reasons, is that your chest is going to look stronger. I mean, this is not going to look good as this. And then when that happens, when your rib cage comes from down to up, your stomach and your core is going to start to kind of fall in line. And if your chest is up and you do have like some anterior pelvic tilt, it's going to feel so uncomfortable to like kind of walk around like a minotaur. It's going to be natural to kind of feel like tucking in your butt a little bit. It's just going to feel that much more natural just because you fixed one thing. Again, it's this hierarchy that you really can just spark, and then it kind of everything else feels pretty natural to follow in. So you're going to look more attractive and you're going to look taller, which I can absolutely use as much help in the height range. So this is really good for everybody, men and women. It's just how our bodies are, I don't know, in a sense created to be in a good posture. But our bad habits and the way we live our lives are just kind of destroying it. And posture is not something that you fix once and then you're good. You got to keep going at it. So it's definitely worth it. So if you have any tips on how you've improved your posture, let me know, and make sure you hit that subscribe and like button and hit that bell so you know when the next video comes up, because a lot of times everything's hidden. Again, I hope you guys liked this video. Until next time, peace. See, if you notice, as soon as I bring my shoulders out and my thumbs out to the side, and I try to slouch from here, I just can't. My shoulders just won't roll forward because that's just the way the human body works. You just can't do it. As soon as I bring my thumbs in, bam, and everything just goes down and just slides like that. It's no good. As soon as you bring your thumbs out, you can't slouch as soon as your thumbs are out past that 90 degrees.